Okay, on these 1970, 68 to 72, 74 Nova, Acadian, Ventura, what the Omega, I'm not too sure how many of them, but they got this fuel gauge up here. Most of them do anyway, unless you got like the console, and they moved it over to the console if you paid up for that. And then what you could do is you could pay up a little more and you could get a tack in your dash. That's kind of cool. So I thought to myself, why don't I put this in my dash here, and I'll move that down to the console. So never done it before, but I'm gonna give her a go. So on the back here, we got, or maybe I'll spin this around so you can see. This is it here. So let me grab a pop these two off. So I'm hoping I can still use this. I'm not sure if I can or not. Because if I can, I can simply use the wire for the tack, wire it into my wiring, and away I go. Oh. Maybe it's not quite as simple as I thought, and I'll show you why. Can I give you this to clean? And this to clean.
Okay.
And that's what I'm not a fan of, where it says fuel. Let's see if I can get rid of that. First I want to just try and clean this out, I think. I'll grab a paintbrush and see if I can just kind of... That'll do. So you can see this is where it mounts, and this is where it mounts. This is the fuel gauge, and then this is where it mounts, and this is where it mounts, and this is the tack. So it's going to mount in the same spot. That won't be an issue, and I think we can make this wiring work as well. So let me get that on. Let's get that going. So while I got this off, I thought maybe I would just quickly spray that too. Get rid of it. We don't have an automatic anymore, so no sense having that on the dash. So I'll just hit it that with the spray bomb. Okay, so before you go putting these back in, it's a good idea to test them. So all you're gonna do, you can see on the end of that, the wire flops over one side and then the other. So over here it's flopped over on that side, and on here it's flopped over on this side. So I'm just going to test it. Got my ohm meter set here to ohms. It goes off, they touch. So I'm just going to run it on this side of the bulb and on this side. If it's a good bulb, it should make a noise. It does. And if it's a good socket, I should be able to put it on this side and then on the other. And it also makes a noise. Now, if you have a bad socket, I'd add this. I think this socket might be bad, and that bulb's good. Let me check it. No, it's a good one too. But it's a good idea to check your bulb and check your socket on all of them. This is what I ended up pulling out of this guy. You can see, I think that was a good one. We got 5 bad ones there. So that would have sucked to go through all this work, throw it back in, and then have it have the dash not light up, or a turn signal not light up, or a dummy light not light up. At any rate, I'm going to slap this back together and we'll get her in the car. Okay, so let's try and keep this simple. This wire here is going to come off of that end. That's going to be my signal. This other end here is actually shared with other components. Looks like it's maybe a common ground or a common power. I'm not too sure what it is. But what I do know is that's common. This one here is my signal. Let's go take a look at the wiring, because I've already done this. I confirmed it off of a wiring schematic online as well. So this here is my this tan wire is my fuel gauge signal. So I cut it here. So this one here still runs back to my gas tank. So this is going to run to my new fuel gauge, and this wire here is just going to run out to my tack end of the wiring. That's it. So this one runs to the tack, and this one runs to my new gas gauge, which will be on my console. So that'll be as simple as it can possibly get. Let me get this done. Well, there's our tack installed. Let's see here. I think it looks pretty decent. I used to have this big kind of goofy looking thing hanging off the dash there. I mean, it was kind of hot roddy, to be honest, but I do like the looks of a factory Nova Acadian tack in there. Yeah, it looks pretty cool. I got all this cleaned up, threw a new dash pad at it, and painted the dash black, steering column black, threw that steering wheel in there. Anyway, back to the tack. I think it looks pretty cool. I hope you do too. If you decide to do it, it's a lot easier than you're probably fearing it is, because I wasn't too sure what to expect, but it was pretty simple. If you stuck around this long, do me a favor, think about subscribing. We're going to finish up this car here soon, and we'll be moving on to, I don't even know what, something cool, I promise you. All right, thanks for sticking around. Appreciate it.